Good morning, everybody. It's your boy, Mark, an MUFC fan, and you know what? It's the morning views, guys, and it's a big one because Man United came out with a victory, a startling victory. You know what I mean? 4-3 against the Wolves. After a dominant first half performance, the guys seemed to let it all, fall apart after, some call conceding a penalty off of some very skeptical you know, subsequential vibes in a way that it wasn't really understandable how that penalty was given, to be fair. But then they allowed the team to come into the game, and Wolves came roaring back. You know, got an equalizer. We got a third goal. It was 3-2. Then Wolves came back with another equalizer. Andre Onana standing still, unable to move. Guys, what are your thoughts? Get in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking. It's your boy. Smash those likes. Not feeling too well still, so I've been unable to do consistent streams. I apologize to all the fans, all the viewers, all the guys come in and smash the likes for me and join me in the chats. Sorry that I haven't been able to do consistent streams. I haven't been feeling well the last week and a half. It's been one of those things for me, guys. But I hope you all having a great day, great start to your morning, because you know what, Manchester United won today, and it's one of those things where it's like, wow, good feeling, good vibes, positivity. We move on to Sunday, guys. Let's get started. Smash the likes. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Wow, heart palpitating stuff last night. Was a great game for the neutrals, even more fun game for United fans. Although it might have almost gave me a heart attack, guys, watching that game, was mad in some moments, but at the same time, let's start on right on with it. Let's assess what happened. The first half performance was very good. I would have to say that, we were dominated the first half. We had like what, 10 shots on 10 shots in the first half, two on target, two were goals, you know what I mean? Two offside goals as well. One of those things where it was like, wow, how come those goals were given offside? But you see Marcus Rashford, everyone has been talking about him for the last week. We don't condone, the disrespect to the club. As a player, grew up from the academy, been here so long, the most senior attacker in the team. He's supposed to know better. But at the same time, he came back. And, while a lot of us fans weren't appreciative that he was given a start, he came back with a statement, getting the opening goal with an assist from Hoyland, finishing very calmly. It was very good to see. And I have to say, you know, the result speaks for itself. He was trusted by the manager. He owned up to his mistake, apologized. He came on the field and he provided the output. Guys, you know what? We could be mad at Marcus Rashford. Like, I'm very critical of him. Like, I'm always are. I'm very critical of Marcus Rashford, but it's because I have so much expectations for the most senior attacker in the team. So I'm expecting him to do great things every game. And yesterday, I would say he delivered a good first half, a first half that I cannot complain. I have to say for myself. And I don't know if other fans think the same, but he played really well. I think he took the game by the scruff of the neck at some moments in the first half and created chances. And that's what we want to see. Moving right along, I have to speak about the butcher, get straight into the defensive role, critical for Man United. His line breaking passes were amazing. One of those things we were missing for the last few months. And he is back with a bang. So many defensive aerial duels won. You know what I mean? He was one of the most dominant defenders in the game. Better performance from the last game we saw him. He's only getting more and more in form. Didn't play the 90 minutes. As you can see, his feet was bandaged after the game, still going through therapy, still having to make conscious care of the injury that he had suffered earlier. So we keep him on the field, guys. And I think it was a stalling performance. He led the back line well. We conceded some goals, guys, mistakes by some of the defenders. I have to say, Diogo Dalot, he had a consistent performance, but he let that guy through, and that came to a goal. It was one of those things where it was disappointing. He should have been on his line, but at the same time, he came off the line and the ball was headed. It deflected off of Onana and then off of him into the back of the net. And that's how it came. Guys, Andre Onana, I have to speak on him as the goalkeeper. A decent performance, I'd say, in the first half, but it all fell apart for him in the second half. And that third goal that he conceded, it was one of those things embarrassing. You keep seeing him conceding a goal like this almost every single game, even in the AFCON tournament, standing still. The ball is going to the next side of the net, and he's just looking like the fans on the television or in the stands. Why is he unable to move? This needs to be corrected. We need to draw light on this because this might be a hard truth that we all may not want to admit, and we know that Man United has had issues with finding goalkeepers when we had to replace Casper, we had to replace Michael. It was one of those things where we went through a couple of goalkeepers. Even David De Gea had a rough start to his career at Man United. But for 50 million euros at 28 years old, can we afford to give Andre Onana more time when he's continuously and consistently giving up easy goals that, completely deflate the confidence of the team ahead of him? Guys, your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking. I'm starting to think that maybe we need to think about the harsh truth and maybe bench him for his own good because, the team performance was good. And I can't say that Eric Ten Hag tactics were bad. In my honest opinion, I think they were good. I even would have to draw a reference when I say, you know, when we conceded the penalty, based on the performance that Casemiro was having, he had a decent first half. He gave up a yellow card very early in the game in the first 4 minutes, but then United scored a goal, so that was forgotten. He was doing well, keeping the balance in the midfield with Kobbie Mainoo, providing an outlet for Bruno to be creative, and then conceded that penalty in the second half. He was then replaced by Scott McTominay, who came on with a bang in the first few minutes, scoring his goal and showing why the manager has put him on the field. Guys, Scott McTominay might not give a great performance when he comes on, but he comes on and he grabs that goal, and it's shocking. One that puts United 3-1 up, right after conceding that penalty, brings the morale back up in the team. And I think, what, we might say Scott McAverage, but when McAverage is serving McBurgers, who's not gonna buy from the dollar menu, guys? Come on, you know what I'm saying. So it was a okay performance from the Scotsman. Then we draw reference to the fact there was a brilliant performance by the striker, the young Hoyland, grabbing an assist and a goal, breaking Cristiano Ronaldo's long-standing record for the youngest player to have a goal and assist in consecutive games. Yes, guys, it was the record that Cristiano Ronaldo held. And not only did he break it, but he's now holding it, guys. And could he continue, with the starting form of the young Dane coming in with another goal in as many games since the start of the new year, guys, and assists as well? Wow, this guy is doing pretty well. He found it hard to start to get himself going in the Premier League. We have to be honest. But since he's opened his account, he's been continuously adding to those numbers, guys. And I have to say that he's starting to show the signs of the young striker that we was hoping he would be from the minute that he got to Manchester United. Guys, your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking. Almost man of the match performance by Hoyland, to be fair. I would have given him man of the match. But then, up jumped a hero. When we went down disappointingly in the 96 minute, it was all looking over. And then suddenly he popped up, young Kobbie Mainoo, with the maturity and the play of a maestro, a magician out of nothing. It's almost as though he said to the rest of the lads, "Listen, guys, hold my bottle of water. Let me bring us home." And then he took that pass and he dribbled, nutmegged the defender, dropped the shoulder, looked up, picked his spot, and he curled that ball into the back of the net beyond Jose Sa and the onlooking defenders, and they could not do anything but hold their heads and cry because the youngster, only 18, is generational. He's stamping his mark on the game after game. Big up to you, GB, coming in. Good morning to you, my bro. Pretty sure you slept as nice as I did last night after that win. You know, up early trying to get in and have a little bit of my say. What are your thoughts on the game? I think it's one of those performances that will boost the confidence and the morale of the team. You know what I mean? Almost losing, almost getting a draw. I wouldn't say losing, but you know what I mean? Almost getting a draw, but coming back to snatch the win again because they deserved a win in all fairness. Their performance was, top, the best 45 first minutes, first half I've seen of United all season. It was dominant, I would say. We created lots of chances. We had Wolves pegged back, and this is a team that's off a 7-game unbeaten streak in the Premier League as we are speaking, but we just ended that, guys. And I have to say, no one expected that. So it's going to be a shock win for most, especially the rivals. But United pulling one out of the hat. And we can see with the players and the manager, when the guys listen, his tactics do work, because I have to say the substitutions, in my opinion, was spot on. Bringing on McTominay when he did, and him grabbing the goal, only confirming that, as well as not only Scott McTominay coming on, you saw the likes of Anthony didn't really have a good game, but he was playing off of the left, so maybe give him a pass because he's usually playing off of the right guy. So maybe it's one of those things where you have to say tough luck to him. But hopefully in the next game, maybe we see Amad Diallo as the option instead of Anthony. And that way we might see some fair balance, guys. I think Amad Diallo kept his composure, came on and celebrated the winning goal with his teammate. Maybe disappointed he didn't get his chance, but I'm hoping he does get his chance on Sunday when we face West Ham. It's going to be a great game at home at Old Trafford. Yes, guys, and we should be looking for 3 points. And if we can grab that 3 points, that would be 2 games on the bounce. And would Ten Hag be proven right? Well, only time will tell, guys. Another very great performance by Rafael Varane, almost grabbing a goal himself, but very good on the defense. Some would say he should have kept his legs closed, but it was one of those things. Sometimes mistakes happen. Guys, a solid performance from Luke Shaw in the back. I think he could have done better, but you know what? United win and we move. And we move. Eric Ten Hag making some crucial substitutions, bringing on the young Omari Forson. I think he had an okay performance, didn't really get himself in the game until the last few minutes. The first minutes of which he was probably giving away the ball a lot more than he had expected to and would have liked to keep possession more. But at the end of the day, I think he found himself and he started playing with the team and helping create space for the match winner in Kobbie Mainoo. Guys, this has just been my little bit of morning views, Manchester United news, as Manchester United win away to Wolves 4-3. Guys, good score, lots of goals. First time Manchester United scored 4 goals away under Eric Ten Hag. Is this signs of positivity to come? Guys, get your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking. Hope you all have a great day. We'll definitely be back later with more streams, and I hope you all will be here. Don't forget to leave your comments, like, and subscribe. Thank you for joining me. It's been your boy, Mark, an MUFC fan, just giving you some morning views as Manchester United win. 3 points in the bag, move up the table. Yeah, we're in seventh place, tied for 1 point behind West Ham, but we face West Ham. And when we beat them, we will go above them, guys. Let's keep the energy. Let's support this team. The transfer window is closed. We don't have any players coming in until the summer. So you know what, guys? Let's be fair. I know the performance could have been better. And Jarvis, I know you're still not thinking it's gonna be, you know, how should I put it? Um, I don't know. It's not sustainable, maybe, but you know what? I think it's a win. Let's celebrate it. Let's move on. Hope that the guys use that and give a better performance on Sunday against West Ham, and maybe we could string some wins together. But I did like all your points on Bruno, and I have to say, as a Bruno fan, I think he needs to really start, settling down and playing the easy pass as well. You know what I mean? So I did agree with you with some of your harsh criticisms, but bro, you're the tactician, and I always succeed that to you. Big up to you. Thanks for coming in. Great to see you. Hope you're having a good start to your day, and I will definitely see you later, my bro. Hope all is well. And I hope Mick is having a great start to his morning. That win was much needed for a lot of fans, because we all put our hopes into this team and we hope for them to do their best. Yeah, same pattern, basically different result. It was good. I think one of the shining lights is Hoyland Jarvis, in my honest opinion. I like his consistency right now. He's grabbing those goals. Even if he's not getting much created for him, he's creating it for himself each at least once time, and he's clinical with it. So, maybe he could have grabbed another last night, but I'm happy for the young lad getting the assist he's creating for the team. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think Garnacho, he could have had much more going on in the game. He needs to do a little bit better, but onwards to the next one. I think the team performance is improving. The defensive stability is getting better. I just, kind of want to blame Onana a little bit for the goal that he conceded. Actually, the last two goals that was conceded, but at the same time, I think let's give it to the defense that, for the first half performance, we haven't seen one like that all season. And I hope to see another one in the game at home because I mean we're at home. So maybe we could give it a first half and a second half performance of that caliber. Same as Bayern away, Galatasaray away, Copenhagen away, even Newport. Yeah, like we need to take more chances. We create when we create chances, I feel like we need to be more clinical, venomous, like, get some 5, 6 goals going. You know what I mean? Hype. But at the same time, realistically, I'm kind of happy that some of the players are finding their goal scoring form right now, and I hope that they continue. And I hope that with each goal that we haven't scored we really haven't scored 4 goals away from home in the Premier League, you know. So I think this is positive. I think United always performs better in cups. Like historically, we've always been great in cups. It's just the league. Sometimes we got that bookie form. And I hope these guys could use this and push on and move forward and use this as a building block for the next game coming on. Because at the end of the day, it's not looking too good. But maybe if they could string another win and another win together, maybe it could start looking better. Yeah, I saw some moments where we did overcommit and yeah, we didn't kill it off. And then, they came back to bite us. It was kind of like the last game when we played against West Ham, Travis. You remember when we had that chance in the box and then the ball ricocheted, fell to Ahmad Diallo, then he put it back to the middle at the top of the box. Then we lost possession and then they hit us on the counter and they scored a goal, so it's one of those things where when we get the chances in the box, we need to take them. Scott McTominay had a brilliant chance, him right in front of the goal mouth. The line's flag was down, and he smashed it against the keeper's feet. I think he should have took more time, maybe shuffled to the side and just passed the ball into the net. But sometimes, you don't know what's in these players' head. They need to take a calmer. You know what I mean? I don't know what's going on. They start getting giddy more than fans, maybe sometimes. But I hope that they could do better. And I think with the goals that they've been scoring, I think it might be seen that we could see that the team is becoming more of a threat going forward. Yes, Jarvis, the positive was the off the ball movement. We opened up a lot of space in the low block. That was impressive. And I have to say, Jarvis, the players weren't static. The forward line, they were moving, everyone was moving in different directions, but you can see that they were all moving into directions where they were creating a positive space, and each one of them could have received a pass. If you look at the goal that Rashford scored when received the ball on the penalty spot before turning, Garnacho breaks to the right, but he's keeping himself on side, dragging that defender away. And then, on the left, Rashford is coming in at the top of the box, but slowing his run down. So when Hoyland plays the ball to him, the defender is already caught in two minds. Yeah, it's starting to look a lot better, Jarvis. And you know what? More of that. I want to see more of that on Sunday. Compo Smith, if Onana is our GK next season, I doubt. Bro, I was, I was I woke up my neighbors when Onana let that goal in. Bro. I woke up my neighbors. My neighbor was banging the wall. I definitely have to, get her like some kind of bouquet of fruits and apologize today, before the day is done, because it was crazy with how I was reacting last night. Yeah, I couldn't control it. Normally I try to keep myself down, but when that goal went in, I was furious. It was so disappointing. I felt deflated for the team when he let that third goal in. I was like, oh my God, did we just lose this game? Did we just draw this game? How could this happen? It was one of the most disappointing moments in the game for me. But I have to say, though, the only reason Wolves got a sneak or a little back into that game was because of that dodgy penalty. I have to say, we need to go back to the old school. I really don't understand how a flick can get you to fall like that. You know what I mean? Back in the day, I've seen Cristiano Ronaldo, I've seen Wayne Rooney get some tackles in the box. Bro, those tackles would have been penalties today. These guys would have probably scored more than 100 more goals to their tallies in the league if those things were penalties in those days. In my opinion, I feel like a penalty needs to be a tackle that completely takes your feet away from you, taking you off, forcing you to the ground. I feel like that's the way a penalty should be when it comes to a tackle in the box. I feel like flopping and diving is being promoted with the subjectivity that we're using right now to decide some of these penalties. And the VAR is not helping. Some of the angles that they use, they have five cameras, but then they're using only two angles. And it's like the two worst angles that make it look like if there was contact when there was actually like basically a brush. You know what I mean? How are we supposed to go on a run of wins? Yo, compost, that's the thing, bro. That's the only thing that's scaring me. But you know what? From last night, scoring four goals away and we haven't done so away in a long time in the Premier League, I can safely say that United is going to score goals. So now maybe it might be a fight to outscore opponents, guys. I think that's how it's going to have to be. Yeah, Tierney was the guy who didn't give it to Chelsea two pens before the night before. Not surprised we got done over. Campos, like as a United fan, you know what I mean? We always gonna get done, bro. Like I feel like they hold Manchester United to the most pinnacle standard, like the perfect A grade. The tackles must be precise and perfect each and every time. If it's off by you're gonna get that yellow card. You know, if your finger touches the ball, you're gonna get a penalty. You know, if your hand is offside because you're stretching to pull yourself in a run, you're gonna be given offside because even though your hand can play the ball, Man United is getting an edge, and they can't have that. The biggest name in football has to be always be kept at the measure of excellence. I always think that. A negative was our ability to dictate the tempo of the game. We need to be able to take it down a notch and gets too wild. 100% Jarvis. In a way, Jarvis, this is why I wasn't so mad that he brought on Omari Forson. Because when I see Omari Forson playing in the youth, he's one of those players who keeps the ball and he's smart with it. He would drive into positions and open up space for other teammates and pass the ball. And last night, I felt like he wasn't having such a great start to his cameo because he kept giving away the ball instead of holding on to possession. And I don't know, Anthony as well. Like I'm trying to back him and have some faith in him because you know what? I think he's had a lot to deal with this season outside of football and it's affecting his football, you know. But his performance last night wasn't really too great. You know, people might blame him for one of the goals because he tried to take a shot, but I feel like in that moment of play that him trying to take that shot was the right thing to do. But at the same time, you know, he wasn't really giving a great account for himself. We definitely need to do more of this, GB. 100%. Protect the ball, keep it on the ground, short passes, play the ball around, bring the team out, force them to get frustrated, and let them start making rash tackles. This is one of the things we certainly must start doing if we're going to have to, you know, make a push at least to get top four because we're going to face some stiff opposition coming up after these next four games. So these next four games, we need to iron out all our little mistakes and perfect them. You know, guys, what are your thoughts about the overall performance of the team? What are your thoughts on Eric Ten Hag's tactics and substitutions? You know, let me know in the comments. You know, I'm about to close up. I'm gonna be here for like 5 minutes again. You know, not I didn't want to stay too long. I know it's one of those mornings and everyone is up and antsy about football. And it's, you know, I got stuff to do, but you know what? I was so excited after the win because it was one of those things where I feel like, you know, we deserved to win the game. All in all, we deserved to win that game. You know, the way we conceded the last two goals, I would have to say is criminal. You know, and I would give that minus points on the team as a whole overall, 2 points minus for the way we conceded the last two goals. Because at the same time, yes, I would question Onana on those things, but then you know there are other passages of play that led to him being in those situations. So you know, gonna have to take blame for that as well. But at the same time, all in all, a good reaction from the team, an amazing match-winning goal from Kobe Mainu. I can't stop looking at the replay. I have to be honest. I've been talking about this youngster for weeks. Jarvis has been probably sick of me in the first 5 weeks of the season talking about him when he was still injured. You know? Yes, Jarvis. Jarvis. You know, Hoyland. I like that youngster. And he's creating for himself. He's creating things for the team. You know, he's getting the players involved. And I feel like this was probably the breakthrough for him because, you know, he wasn't getting the passes. So he decided, now I'm going to pass to these guys. And maybe when I'm open, these guys will pass to me. And the team's starting to pass and move, Jarvis. Can we actually say the team is starting to pass and move? Because I feel like we were passing and moving last night 100%, you know? And guys, I would like to thank you again for coming in. Big up to you, GB. Big up to you, Jarvis. You know, thank you for being here, Compost. Hope you all have a great day. And I'm going to go on with the last note saying, match winner from Kobbie, Kobbie-Sational. You know, Kobbie sensational. That guy, whew, yeah, that's for a number nine, that's just turned 20. Those are very good numbers. 15 out of 15. That's top class. That's the kind of numbers you want from your number 10, Jarvis. Well, maybe even better numbers, but you know, you want perfect scores from your top attackers, you know? And for the youngster that everyone was questioning for the first 20 games of the season, let's hope he answers all their questions with the remaining games, Jarvis. Because if he could and if he does, his numbers are going to be nice for a first season in the Premier League for a 20-year-old being depended on to be the lifeline for Manchester United. But you know what, Jarvis? Hoyland's day, I have to give it to him, but he's going to have to share it with Mainu this morning because, you know, Compost, catch you later. But Mainu, this young man is a treasure. Guys, you know what? I'm going to tell you one secret. Prepare yourselves for when Dan Gore Jr. joins him in midfield. And with that, I'm going to end the stream. Guys, hope you all have a great day. Manchester United won 4-3 to Wolves. We move on to Sunday where we face West Ham, and it's going to be at home at Old Trafford. Let's get another win and let it be two on the bounce. Guys, it's been your boy Mark and MUFC fan with the morning views.
Oh.